Claflin University has been the choice of thousands of students to help them prepare for a life of success and to realize their dreams.
Claflin has an amazing reputation of preparing the workforce here in the South Carolina region and globally. We know that your experience here at Claflin will be transformational.
The university has many articulation agreements with international institutions of higher education. Consider Claflin University as your choice because the world needs visionaries.
Insights now has its own Roku channel. Insights itself is a dream maker providing a platform for content creators. Go with Insights Roku channel into 91 million homes. We are strengthening our programs that will continue to educate, entertain, and enlighten our viewers. We will still feature youth sports, Mick and Rick, Insights Magazine, Remember the Legends, and much more. Stay tuned for our creative content. We will continue to appreciate your support. Faith TV on Insights Roku is Insights' fastest growing component. When you need that spiritual uplifting, when you need to be able to rest your spirit, get that guidance, go to Faith TV, Insights Roku.
Ladies and gentlemen, here with us today, I can't call him no rookie softball coach because he's already got a year under his belt. Not quite a year, but he's got a season under his belt. Coach Holden, welcome to the Claflin Athletics Show.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Coach, you ended up having a really good season, but you went through some trials and tribulations to get there. Share with us some of the things that you went through, and it's a long list of things you learned in this first year. What did you do to kind of turn it around, Coach?
So, yeah, it was coming in January, having 4 weeks to prepare for the first game. Basically, I had to take the roster that was already created and just figure out what works, what lineup is the best lineup. I had 5 pitchers that was on this roster, figuring out which pitchers work well behind each other, who's good with starting, who's good with closing. Of course, having the help from the assistant coach who stepped down. Well, didn't step down, but she's still the associate AD here who helped filled in to help carry me through the season, help with the pitchers, help with the morale, keeping the boost up, the athletic department itself. Like, it just a lot was put in place at one time just to figure it out. We had an up and down regular season, but we finally buckled down for the tournament itself and had a great run in the tournament.
Wow, Coach, you encapsulated that in about 2 sentences, and you really had, you started off kind of rough there in the beginning, like 2-9, but you had towards the end of the season, you hit your stride. You won 8 out of 9, had 6 or 7 in a row. What did you begin to figure out, Coach, that helped you so much?
So, of course, we have 11 true freshmen on this roster.
Okay, stop, Coach, stop. Explain to people what a true freshman is, that as opposed to a redshirt freshman.
So, true freshman itself is fresh out of high school, straight out of high school, no collegiate softball play, no collegiate awareness, no collegiate anything, just straight out of high school. No JUCO student, no transfer, is fresh 17, 18-year-olds out of high school.
Wow.
And like I said, I got to give credit to the previous coaching staff, Coach Gonzalez, Coach Arnold, who basically brought those 11 freshmen here to get them committed to be on this roster, and just me figuring out what works for them, their talents, how to mix them up with the upperclassmen that I did have, which I only have 2 seniors. So trying to figure out which freshmen work better with the upperclassmen, which freshmen work with just coming straight off the bench, like who can handle what pressure, who can handle the certain situations, playing games in rain, the cold weather, being super hot. Like, we went through a lot and had to buckle down, like, okay, this is going to be the list in the defense, how to put them in the lineup of hitting, who works better behind each other, who can come and clean things up, like setting up the lineup. Everything is just, it took a little up and down, but like you said, once we got to the tournament, it was all set in stone. And of course, the outcome wasn't what we wanted, but it showed a lot.
Coach, to come in after the second semester started means if you could do that and be successful, it means it wasn't any sense to have the first semester practice and training if you could walk in the door at that point and take it over. And some of that, I mean, you had young ladies, you had to figure out their personalities, you had to figure out so much, Coach, with a team that you didn't know, and they didn't know you.
Correct.
And I'm sure Miss Matisse Lee was an integral part of trying to help you keep it together with her experiences and stuff as the coach ball, as a coach of the softball team and a player on the softball team. But Coach, you figured it out there for a while, Coach. You went like 7-1, and then you went to the tournament and played out of the losers bracket and got to the championship game. Coach, tell us about it.
So going into the tournament itself, like going into the CIAA tournament, a great atmosphere. The first day is so much going on with all the teams there, all the families. Like it's like a big time like softball tournament or what you do in travel ball, but having all the CIAA teams there. Going into it, we had to play the number 2 team out the north, Lincoln University, who basically had a great season this year. They actually got their coach of the year. So going into that game, it was like, to me, it's a must win. We have to win this game because we can't start off in the loser bracket knowing that we get this game, we got a closer chance to get into where we're going to. So we came out on top with Lincoln. Using my senior, Jalen Jackson, on the mound. She controlled the game, and we just put together the hits when we needed to. Then, of course, the second game we had to play that Friday was against Winston-Salem State, the number 1 team in the South Division. That game, of course, was the same battle that we had when we lost to them in Winston, but we kept our composure. We didn't give up. We kept fighting. We had a scary one in our injuries, and I think that was the motivation of the team. It was like, hey, we got to complete this for her, and we pulled that out. Of course, going into the second day, facing Bowie, very, very good game. We lost that game 4-3, I think, but I started the game. I couldn't ask for nothing more from my team at all. Like, it was just one of those battle games against another good program who knows what it feels like to be in that situation. Losing to Bowie puts us in a loser bracket, which we end up playing the number 1 team in the whole conference, Virginia State, who had pitcher of the year, player of the year, like great program. They had a great season, and we came out just knowing we got to win this, and we took the lead from the very beginning, finished that game 8-1.
Wow.
It was my girls was completely focused. Like, they knew what the task was. We had a game plan, strategy, doing my scouting report, and we just stuck to it. A lot of the strategy that went through it, people was like, why he's not doing this, why he's not doing that, because of just my thought process with strategy, but also knowing my athletes. And then when going into the championship game, which was the biggest thing we wanted to do, was, can we compete for the championship? And we crossed everything we needed to get into the championship game. Same thing, strategy, game plan, everything. We battled weather. Very, very good game. We was up. We had a play in the outfield where one of my center fielders, it was 2 outs. My center fielder went and she collided. Well, she got upended from my right fielder. Fell on her back, hit her head, and the ball came out. They said the ball came out at the end, which made it everything questionable. But of course, the injury was more important than everything else that was going on. Even then, we still was in the fight. We had the rain delay. I think that game probably was a 4-hour type game playing against Bowie in the championship with everything that was going on. Still, overall, the atmosphere was great. Seeing my team, who did struggle in the very beginning with the up and downs, never giving up, knowing that, hey, we feel we're the better team, regardless of what anybody says. We're here, and nobody expected us to be here in this situation.
Especially beating the number one seeded team. When I saw that, I was like, uh-oh,
Yes.
Panthers in the house.
So, and of course, they said there's been 3 years in a row that it's been Bowie versus Claflin in the championship. So to even be a part of that history with knowing the background of everything, of course, Coach Lee, Matisse Lee, she had the girls in the fall season when they was going through the hiring process. So they was familiar with her. So of course I asked my AD, can I get her on staff for this season? Because that's who they know. That's who they trust. And if she trusts me, they're going to trust me because she trusts me and that's who they know. So once the team itself start trusting in an overall thing and realize I believed in them, they believed in their self, and the outcome is what it was. I think we lead the conference number 2 in batting average. I probably have 4 or 5 girls in the top 20 in batting average. We had 2 players that was on all conference. 2 of my all rookie. And then I think 2 players that was all tournament.
And you had 2 that were all conference for you, senior Jalen Jackson.
Yes.
And she makes it in 2 positions, first team utility and second team pitcher. And let's speak on her because she's the senior that's leaving you with all those freshmen.
Yes, sir.
How will she be missed?
She's a big part of this program. Not even just her on the field, her knowledge of the game, the way she has the coach's mindset, because she's been there and know what it takes to win. She is one of the players who actually have a championship ring from playing with Claflin. So she knows what it's like. She's, as they call her, the grandma of the team because of just her knowledge and the way she cared, the way she can help them get out of their own head, the just knowing and seeing things. She's like a coach that's in the dugout that's part of the team. So that leadership and that knowledge would definitely be missed. Even when it comes to pitching, she worked with the 3 freshman pitchers and also our junior pitcher. Like, hey, this is what you're doing. This is what I see. And because of that respect level, they would take what she's saying and adjust and fix, and it works. So that leadership, that just was great. And then you can't take away her bat. I think Jalen batting average is probably, I think, 3rd highest in the conference.
That's what I heard, 490 or something.
Yes, sir. And then she's one of those selfless players. She's not worried about getting out long. She's advancing runners. So she knows her role and knows what it takes. So it's like, hey, I'm going to put myself in the position, even if it gets me out, it benefits the team. And you can't, that stuff is hard to find when it comes to real players. Like, they know what it takes to be a team player in an individual setting type sport.
Wow. She sounds like not only will she be missed on the field, but her advice and leadership and her relationship with the team. Coach, you might need an assistant there.
Yes, sir. We have talked about it before. I know she going into education, so that's been her passion. So I don't know what level she's planning on going once everything is died down and she make her decision. But definitely, if she ever end up coaching somewhere, she's gonna be great at it because of just the way she is about the game. She's very, very passionate about the game, but opening to help anybody.
Well, you had a second team all conference player at a key position at shortstop. Tell us about Sydney Cooper.
Sid is that player. She's relentless. Like, she will go get it and give her 100% effort no matter what. She has learned this season, because I learned last year they said she didn't talk a lot. They told me this year she has stepped into that role of, hey, I'm the shortstop. I can control what's going on in the infield. I can communicate. I can also help my pitchers out to let them know they're good. Like, her leadership role on the field has been great, but also the plays that she makes, like, she don't beat herself up. Even if she make an error, she know, hit it back to me. I'm going to show you this is why I'm here. Great offensive player, very, very smart base runner. Sid is the type of person who looks at the defense. If she see the corners are back, you don't have to tell her to bunt. She's going to do it. She has learned and got that softball IQ, so she definitely deserving of the all conference.
And one of the best things about her, she'll be back for 2 years.
Yes, sir.
Now, we talked about those 11 freshmen. Coach, you had 2 of them that made all conference for you. One third team, and you had one make second team, and was selected second on your team in strikeouts. You had Caitlin Grissom at the mound, and you had Miss Williams. Is that Janiyah Williams?
Yes, sir.
Tell us about her.
So Caitlin Grissom, meeting her, great athlete, very, very herself. She has her own personality, but as coaches was talking to me this weekend, finally everybody seeing her like pitch, and then all they say was, Coach, you got you one. She's great on the mound. She can control it. She has speed. She has 100% confidence. No matter what's going on, she believes. As long as she believes, she's going to do. And she's going to try to hype up everybody else around her. Even in the dugout, you can hear her. Like, she's loud. That's just her personality. A great athlete. Like you said, when it comes to pitching, she does her thing. Working on the control, her speed, the spin, and when it's all clicking, it's a dangerous person to have to basically be facing, because she knows how to get you. She learns the weakness, and once she control it, it's nothing you really can do but just try to hit the ball. With Janai, she leads the she's the second, well, now the third in batting average in the whole conference. All around, I wouldn't even call her a rookie. This girl, she's just pure athletic. Slapper, very, very smart, very, very passionate. She is one of the other catchers, but she has been doing a lot with middle infielder. Also, very vocal, knows the game. She also just got selected for the HBCU All-Star game that's in Houston this year. So that's a big accomplishment for her, because she said just being a freshman to even get selected is big for her. And I was like, you earned that. So I have a lot of good freshmen, as you say, that's going to be here for a while. So what we displayed in the tournament, it's coming right back.
Coach, that's exciting. That's exciting. And I appreciate you taking the time, the track team, the volleyball team, but you kind of share a little bit more deeper insight with your student athletes. And this is exactly what people want to know about these young ladies and how they've done. Now I want you to look at yourself, Coach, and tell me, what did you learn from this year that will be key for you moving forward next year? What is this year of experience meant for you in terms of how you want to prepare and what you want to do?
So this year itself, it showed how much adversity I really had getting thrown in with only having 4 weeks to prepare, but also learning that having that type of relationship with your athletes helps you in the long run. So my biggest thing that I wanted to do when I came in was to understand and know my athletes, but also get them to build the confidence to just be able to talk to me about anything. Some of my athletes come to my office just to be in my office, just to be here, and they do their homework. Like, that's just the relationship I try to build with them, so it's comfortable. It's a give and take. So when I ask certain things of them, it's no, we're not doing that, coach, or trying to basically downplay it. It's because when they ask me for stuff, I do what I can to make sure they can get it, or it's reasonable to do. So when I ask for the return in performance, it's no question. And then just going through the season, learning to prepare. The scouting reports is a big thing that I learned in the Division One, bringing it here and knowing it still works. Just you got to take that time and invest into it. Having a support staff is definitely big, from my head AD to the president of the school. That support, Dr. Womack is one of those presidents. Say, hey, send me an email, I'm coming to the game, and he will show up. That stuff is a big key push for the success for this program itself as a whole, but also this year. Just knowing what it takes to actually make it to the championship game. Now I know what has to happen to win the championship game. It's no let up. You gotta keep going. It's no, oh well, we up now, we might can lax a little bit. No, it's you're playing until the end. And now my team knows that. I know that. Now we can prepare and actually have a full season of fall to really prepare. So when we get into January, February, all that stuff that we had to learn this year will already be in place.
Oh, that's great, Coach. That's great. Last question, I think. Last question. What are you looking for with 11 freshmen coming back and looks like only one senior? What are you looking for in your recruitment travels?
So in my recruitment, what I'm looking for, the biggest thing I'm big on is I like small ball, but we have a lot of power. So what I would look for in my recruiting was speed. So when I get my power on base, I can have pitch runners to make the game even faster, and we score faster instead of hoping and waiting for more power to come in. I got speed on the bases to take advantage of when the corners are playing up. Now we can steal. So the recruiting is not as heavy as most schools would be, because I do have 11 freshmen that will be returning. It's bringing in speed, but also bringing in the mentality. I didn't go looking for true freshmen. I went for JUCO players and also transfers who knows what it takes, that's going to blend in with the same players who's here, who knows what it takes. Just bringing in more leadership who already been there to help guide and still show the way to the younger athletes as they keep growing.
And I've been there ever since. Now I'm the general manager. I run the store. And again, Claflin University has always given back to our dealership. That's why we want to give back to them. A great partnership. We love the partnership. We love Claflin University, and we will always support them.
You are listening to Mr. King.
Claflin sophomore Javon Riley from Columbia's Johnson High School won the 400-meter hurdles. He finished 10th in the nation and may end up in the NCAA championship. He won the conference 400 meters, allowing him to have 2 first-place finishes. Sophomore Jonathan Flemister had a terrific showing, as he won the men's 100-meter dash and placed second in the 200 meters. In field events, it was junior Joe Morgan who was dominant. He defended his title as the men's high jump champion when he cleared more than 6 feet 10 inches. He also won the men's triple jump with almost 49 feet. Junior Zion Murray added a second-place finish in the men's 800-meter run, while sophomore Reginald Gore placed third. Panthers also swept the relay events, winning the 4x100-meter relay and also won the 4x400-meter relay. Congratulations to the CIAA second-place finish by the Claflin men.
It was in the field events where the Lady Panthers really made their marks. Claflin freshman Malena McBride placed 4th in the high jump and placed 4th in the long jump. She continued, as she also placed 3rd in the triple jump. Fellow freshman Jara Mack placed 3rd in the javelin throw.
You are listening to Mr.
Everybody should grow to be a leader. You have different types of leaders. But to bring in the JUCO transfers helps out what we already have, because, of course, this year I had two to three key injuries, and that's part of the game sometimes.
Yeah.
So
Right.
knowing you do have your backups that could be starters makes it even easier because they're pushing each other and they all have that same type of leadership quality. So when something happens, you don't feel that you're missing a key player. Your key player went down and another key player just stepped up. So that's what I'm trying to build. And so in my recruitment process is I'm recruiting to find mesh what I have with the same type of skill quality, but also mindset. So I know where my player's mindset is now. So when I recruit, it's the same thing. The communication that I have with them, I'm trying to figure out their mindset. Do you have the same mindset of this championship caliber team?
Okay, coach, it really sounds like you've given that some thought in terms of how you want to do that. And that's coach, that's half the battle right there. You have to be able to have a plan and stick to it. Coach, I appreciate you taking this time to give us some more insight into your softball program and the success that you just had. Coach, we're all very proud of you and what you've done, and we just are aware that the future is really bright for the Claflin softball program.
Thank you.
Coach, as you close out the year and get ready for next season, we appreciate you being with us and this episode of the Claflin Athletics Show.
I definitely appreciate it.
Time out. Time out. This is the coach. I'm a part of the Insights Mick and Rick show. Now, when I can get Rick out of that cup, I get good discussion from him about the hottest sports topics. But we do keep it straight, no chaser. The more he turns that cup up, them words come out faster than a chicken pecking up corn. Time out. Time out. I'm just saying, or trying to say, just join us on the Mick and Rick show.
You are listening to Mr. King.